On a scorching afternoon in July 2024, Marcus Hawk Thompson, a 42-year-old member of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, rode his black Harley-Davidson along State Route 89 in Arizona's Yavapai County. His leather vest bore the club's iconic winged skull patch, and his arms, inked with tattoos from his Navy days, gleamed with sweat under the desert sun. Marcus, a mechanic by trade, was heading to a charity ride in Prescott, organized to raise funds for a local veterans hospital. He kept his speed steady at 60 miles per hour, well within the limit, his mind on the event ahead. Two rookie deputies from the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Ethan Carter and Deputy Sarah Nguyen, patrolled a highway in their cruiser, both in their mid-20s and fresh from the academy. They were eager to prove themselves in a county where biker gangs were often viewed with suspicion. Spotting Marcus's Harley and his Hells Angels patch, Carter nudged Nguyen. "That's one of those biker gang guys. Let's check him out." Nguyen hesitated, noting his steady riding, but agreed. Better safe than sorry. They flipped on their lights and signaled Marcus to pull over. Marcus eased his bike onto the gravel shoulder, cutting the engine. He removed his helmet, revealing a shaved head and a calm demeanor honed by years of discipline in the Navy and the club. Carter approached, hand near his holster, while Nguyen stood by the cruiser, radio ready. "License and registration," Carter demanded, his tone sharp. Marcus complied, handing over his documents. "What's the problem, officer?" he asked, his voice low but polite. Carter scanned the license, his eyes lingering on Marcus's vest. "We got reports of bikers causing trouble in the area. You with that Hells Angels gang." Marcus corrected him gently. "It's a club, not a gang. I'm headed to a charity ride in Prescott. Everything's in order." Nguyen, checking the documents, confirmed they were valid, but Carter pressed on. "Step off the bike, sir. We need to search it. Routine check." Marcus sighed, recognizing the profiling he'd faced before. As a black veteran who joined the Hells Angels a decade earlier, he was no stranger to assumptions about his appearance. Tattoos, leather, and a Harley often painted him as a threat. Still, he complied, stepping aside as Carter rummaged through his saddlebags, finding only a water bottle, a toolkit, and a flyer for the charity ride. "This checks out," Nguyen said, her tone softer, sensing Carter's overreach. But Carter, undeterred, continued. "We're holding you until we run a full background check. Sit tight." Minutes ticked by, the desert heat oppressive. Marcus remained calm, leaning against his bike, but he sent a quick text to his club's group chat. "Pulled over on 89. Cops giving me a hard time. Might need backup." Within moments, responses flooded in. His brothers were nearby, already gathered for charity ride. The Hells Angels, known for their loyalty, didn't take kindly to one of their own being harassed. 10 minutes later, a low rumble shook the ground. Carter and Nguyen looked up as 50 Harley-Davidsons appeared on the horizon, their engines roaring like a desert storm. Leading the pack was Captain Robert Iron McCall, a 55-year-old former Marine with a grizzled beard and a presence that commanded respect. His vest, adorned with patches from 30 years in the club, marked him as the Arizona chapter's president. The bikes pulled up in a disciplined line, engines idling, as Iron dismounted and approached the deputies. Carter, visibly rattled, gripped his radio. "What's this? You can't just roll up like this." Iron raised a hand, his voice steady but firm. "You're holding one of our brothers for no reason. Marcus Thompson's a good man, a veteran, and he's headed to a charity event. What's the cause for this stop?" Nguyen, sensing the tension, stepped forward. "It was a routine check, sir. We're just verifying his info." Iron's eyes narrowed. "Routine, huh? You've had him here 15 minutes for doing nothing but riding a bike. Check's done. Let him go." The other Angels stood by their bikes, silent but watchful, their presence a clear message. They weren't looking for trouble, but they wouldn't tolerate disrespect. A passing motorist, intrigued by the scene, pulled over and began recording. The video later posted online with the caption, "Hells Angels face off with cops on AZ Highway. #Biker Justice." Marcus spoke up, keeping his tone even. "Officers, I've cooperated. My record's clean, my bike's legal. I'm just trying to get to a veterans fundraiser. Gwen, checking her tablet, nodded. He's clear, Ethan. No warrants, no issues. Carter, flustered by the growing crowd of bikers and the motorist's camera, hesitated. Fine, he said finally. You're free to go. But tell your friends to disperse. Iron shook his head. We'll ride with Marcus to Prescott. Make sure he gets there without more routine checks. The deputies, outnumbered and outmatched, didn't argue. Marcus mounted his Harley, gave Iron a nod, and the convoy roared to life. 51 bikes strong, heading toward Prescott. The motorist video went viral, amassing 2 million views by nightfall with comments like, "Cops picked the wrong guy," and "Hell's Angels showing brotherhood." In Prescott, the charity ride was a success, raising $25,000 for the Veterans Hospital. Marcus, a key organizer, spoke briefly to the crowd, thanking them for supporting wounded vets. He didn't mention the traffic stop, but Iron did, addressing the bikers later. They tried to single out Hawk because of his patch and his skin. We showed up, not to fight, but to stand together. That's what this club's about. The crowd cheered, and a local news crew covering the event caught the story, airing it as Hell's Angels Defend member intense police encounter. The incident sparked debate in Yavapai County. Some residents criticized the deputies, citing profiling, while others defended them, arguing bikers often meant trouble. Carter and Gwen faced an internal review, initiated after the viral video prompted complaints to the sheriff's office. The sheriff, a veteran himself, met with Marcus and Iron privately. "My deputies overstepped," he admitted. "They're young, learning. Won't happen again." Marcus accepted the apology, saying, "Just want to ride in peace, Sheriff." Marcus's story wasn't new. Raised in Oakland, California, he joined the Navy at 18, serving as a mechanic on aircraft carriers during Desert Storm. After his discharge, he settled in Arizona, drawn to the open roads and the Hell's Angels code of loyalty. The club, often misunderstood, had given him a family after years of feeling like an outsider. He'd faced similar stops before, cops assuming his tattoos and bike meant trouble. But the scale of this incident, with 50 brothers backing him, was different. Iron, a legend in the club, had seen it all. A Marine who'd served in Beirut in '83. He joined the Hells Angels to find camaraderie after the military. His leadership kept the Arizona chapter focused on community work. Charity rides, toy drives, despite the public stereotypes. When he got Marcus's text, he didn't hesitate, rallying the club not for confrontation, but for solidarity. "Hawk's one of us," he told the members. "We don't leave our own behind." The viral video drew national attention. Veterans groups praised the Hells Angels for their charity work, while civil rights advocates used the incident to highlight profiling. A CNN segment featured Marcus, who spoke plainly. "I'm a vet, a mechanic, a biker. I don't cause trouble, but I won't bow to unfair treatment. My brothers showed up to remind everyone of that." Iron, interviewed alongside him, added, "We're not angels, but we're not devils either. We're family." Carter and Gwen, shaken by the review, took sensitivity training mandated by the sheriff's office. Gwen reached out to Marcus afterward, apologizing. "I didn't see you for who you are. I'm learning." Marcus shook her hand. "Takes us to admit that. Keep learning." Carter, more reserved, wrote a letter to the club, acknowledging his mistake. The gesture, though small, earned respect from some members. The Prescott community rallied around Marcus. The Veterans Hospital invited him to speak at their annual gala, where he shared his Navy stories and the importance of brotherhood. A local Harley dealership offered him a discount on parts, and kids in town started waving when he rode by, calling him Hawk. The charity ride became an annual event, growing to 200 bikers the next year, with Marcus and Iron leading the pack. Online, the story evolved into a broader conversation. Reddit threads debated biker culture versus police bias, and a podcast, Road Warriors, interviewed Marcus about his dual identity as a veteran and Hell's Angel. He spoke of the club's roots, founded by World War II vets seeking freedom on the open road, and its commitment to loyalty. "People see the patch and think trouble," he said, "but it's about standing by your brothers, no matter what. The sheriff's office, stung by the publicity, implemented new training on de-escalation and bias. The sheriff met with Iron to discuss community relations, leading to a partnership where the Hells Angels help with a youth mentorship program, teaching kids about mechanics and teamwork. Marcus volunteered, showing teens how to rebuild a carburetor, his patience earning their respect. Years later, at a 2025 charity ride, a reporter asked Marcus about the highway stop. He chuckled, adjusting his vest. Those cops thought I was trouble. My brothers showed them I'm family. That's all that matters. Iron nearby clapped his shoulder. Hawk's the heart of this club. They picked the wrong bike, but we said it right. The incident became a legend in biker circles, retold at rallies and bars. The Hells Angels Arizona chapter grew in stature, their charity work overshadowing old stereotypes. Marcus, still riding his Harley, kept his focus on the road ahead, his brother's engines a reminder that no one rides alone. And in Yavapai County, 2 deputies learned a lesson that echoed louder than any siren. Respect the man, not the myth.